Well, I'm back in Breathedge. I have done a little bit of playing behind the scenes. First off, I upgraded my stuff. So I've got a military spacesuit now. This is mostly, I don't think this is actually much of an upgrade. In fact, I think it's a downgrade in terms of radiation protection compared to the other suit that I've been wearing. But the thing it should do is get me into that area that was guarded by bots. I've also got about, I don't know, like, I don't remember the percentage that I increased my oxygen. It's almost a third, or almost a half. I almost increased it by half. So I've got a lot more breath. I've got a fancy suit. And so now my goal is to find out what is on the other side of that guarded door. We'll head that direction. At the same time, by the way, I'm having a conversation in my Twitch chat about how Twitch works. So we might have a little bit of discussions about that. I've just tried to set up like subscriber benefits, and that includes channel points rewards, so people can spend channel points to like make me play specific games. Not make me, and it'll be within reason. You can't, I'm not going to buy like a $60 game that I'm never going to play more than once just because somebody asked me to. So we're gonna have to negotiate. If somebody wants me to play a game, we'll have to negotiate. I know Cloudcraft is queuing up a bunch of Dark Souls-like games to try to encourage me to play. Some of those cost $60, and so you'll have to make a case that it's really, really valuable to my research as a game developer to play those games. So yeah, so Cloudcraft says he's mostly just doing it so that he can laugh at me because I'm going to be so bad at them. Yeah, that's true. Oh, so Fall Down Go Boom, he just recently showed up in my chat, and he has not actually watched me play Breathedge before. He wants to know what Breathedge is. Well, I am all too happy to tell you about it. So Breathedge is it's kind of like Subnautica. It's at about the same genre as Subnautica, only instead of being stranded on an alien planet underwater, you're stranded in sort of deep space somewhere. It's almost like a Bermuda Triangle-like place in space, where there's just a bunch of destroyed spaceships. It's like this place has been collecting destroyed spaceships. And so you're sort of, you've got very limited oxygen. And so you're sort of like navigating around basically these little islands of wreckage. Oh, this is the place I needed to go. Actually, oh, it's up here. That's where I'm headed. That's right. It's really easy because it's space to get lost and forget what direction you're going. So this is about I forget how many sessions this has been, maybe my 10th session. So I've leveled up my oxygen capacity quite a bit, and I'm actually doing a lot of traveling. By now, I usually would have had to run back to base, like a bunny with my tail between my legs, trying to escape the cold darkness and vacuum of the void. But because I've leveled myself up, I've done so much crafting, basically. I've collected so many resources, so many blueprints, crafted so much stuff. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Some kind of turret is shooting at me, and I need it to stop. I need it to stop right now. Was it a turret or was it a robot? I don't know. Hopefully it's lost sight of me. So this little area right here is well defended, and the reason why I picked up this beautiful military suit was so that I could sneak into this door that is guarded by a military robot. I think that if I'm wearing a military suit, he will let me pass. But before I deal with that, I have to replenish my oxygen. So luckily there's this oxygen refill station right next to the door. And the only reason I came out this far and risked losing my breath was because I knew this was here. Let's see here. Yeah, so Smoke Rainbow Pony and Cloudcraft are remarking on the fact that having no inertia in space feels kind of weird. So you do have a little bit of inertia. I just tapped forward and I keep drifting a little bit, but there is a limit. Like, you can't accelerate past a certain... It's almost like being in the slow zone in The Expanse.
What's with your face, Private? Wise guy, eh? 2 extra duties.
Where basically the speed limit, instead of being the speed of light, is just a little bit lower. And you gotta push through it. Okay, so... He just accepted me, right? It's unlocked, right? So how do I... Wait, what? Use the chicken?
General, welcome, sir. Yes, sir. General,
What the heck? Okay, so this game also has a weird sense of humor. That's the other feature of Breathedge. It's a really clever...
It's worth noting, the robot
this
gatekeepers
guy.
can't be in the service, and therefore their involvement in the ranks of the armed forces is extremely improbable. Looks like some alcohol got spilled over its circuits in the crash.
So there's two main features of Breathedge. One is that it's a really clever, well put together survival game in the vein of Subnautica. The other is it's like watching a CinemaSins video, and that it's just like this constant barrage of deadpan humor that doesn't always work for me. Some of the jokes are genuinely really funny, and I've actually, some of the stuff that I've laughed hardest at recently actually is some of the gags that they pull. But those really funny gags are kind of stuck in between
Inside, except for the drawer runners.
a lot of other stuff that I don't quite find quite as amusing. But I do need to take something back, actually. So at one point, I was feeling uncomfortable because, so the way that you propel yourself, right now I've actually got this fancy accelerator that I've been using to sort of propel my suit around. Prior to this one, the ones that you unlock are actually tubes that connect to your butt. And you're farting to navigate through space. And the way that you build those, you have to use shawarma. Shawarma is one of the main ingredients. And I was kind of weirded out. I was like, are you making the old joke that like foreign food makes you fart? Foreign food is bad for you. Haha, isn't foreign food disgusting? Are you making that joke? Because I was kind of like, that feels kind of weird. But then Sengatsu, actually, one of my viewers on Twitch showed up and was like, actually, I watched you say that, and you might not realize that actually this game was made by a team in Russia, and shawarma is actually really common street food in Russia. And so the joke is not, and so the way that they interpreted it, and this is completely legit, the joke is not foreign food makes you fart. The joke is street food makes you fart. And that's just true. So, I mean, no, I don't know. But the point is, it was a slightly different joke, maybe, than I thought it was. And so maybe I didn't need to feel quite so cringy about it. And I appreciate Sengatsu for, for thinking it through and giving me another perspective on it. So I'm not going to assume the worst. And actually, honestly, among things to get upset about, that's actually a pretty light one anyway. It's sort of like, it's amidst all of the other humor, some of it which is kind of, skirting some weird lines I'm not super comfortable with all the time. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but it sounds like there's a way to read it that isn't a huge deal. So I just wanted to say that out loud since Sengatsu brought it up. I wanted to bring it up too. Okay, so I need to scan this. Ooh, large service module. Okay, cool. So that is so there's base building in this game. I've only barely started, cracking into the surface of the base building. I've made a very tiny base back near sort of the little shuttle that I've been living out of. Oh, this door's locked. Okay. So I guess they have artificial gravity in this world. Ooh, an inductor. That's a kind of a rare piece of crafting equipment. Usually you have to craft it out of a bunch of other stuff. This is also locked. So Grimace is just finding out that I shared a video that he made, and it's like, don't worry, I didn't take it. So because the first video on Grimace's new channel was making fun of my hair, he's a little bit worried that I might think he's just an obsessed fan, that the channel is all about me. Don't worry, I did not take it that way. I'm sure the channel's about a lot of stuff.
Since I violated all security protocols anyway, we can learn about the information exchanged between Breathedge coffins. There's no data on the design of fluorescent lamps. To be more exact, there wasn't any. That's a good door. I bet you can't break it.
Okay, I've scanned a lamp. That's great. I've got a first aid kit. That's also good.
That's weird. This looks more like some virtual communication between underdeveloped human beings, but it's even more incoherent and lacks logic. Why would coffins need such information?
Okay, so I think this is hinting at the larger story that So at the beginning of the game, you're being interrogated by robotic coffins. Um, and so I think this is giving me... Oh, man, it's one of these doors. I'm going to have to use this entire tool, all of its durability, to take down this door. Oh, my gosh. What do you bet that there's some joke here? That I'm going to do all of this and it's going to have been unnecessary. Stealthy Assassin says there's an open button. Is there an open button? Is that a button? I don't see an open button. Wait, what? Open? Security key card required. Oh. Okay. So it's possible that there's a security key card that I can find. Or I can just use this entire tool to break in. Do I have the patience to run around trying to find a security key card? I don't think I do. That doesn't sound like me. Here we go. Yeah, this is how you solve problems in this game. Dan Fernandez? I don't really know what you're talking about. As far as, so we did a collaboration with the NAACP recently, and Dan Fernandez is trying to pin me to some comment or controversy about something said by somebody at the NAACP. I don't think that really probably has that much to do with me. So I don't know if I don't know. I think maybe you're barking up the wrong tree for that. Okay, so we've got some resources here. Yeah, I mean, Dan, if you're upset by something that somebody else said, you should take it up with them. You know, I mean, I don't know what... I don't know about every single thing said by people in other organizations, and it's not really...
Plan of the transport module.
Not really my role there, so... Yeah, I mean, feel free to, I'm sure that, people who work in politics are accustomed to receiving criticism. If you disagree with something that somebody said, definitely take it up with them. All right, so are these scannable? Are these something cool? They're like decorated suits. Wait, I don't think a person can fit in there. What are these suits? They're like sailor suits. Here's a note. The CEDAR experimental spacesuits were delivered to the captain's bridge as you, Comrade Lazinski, treated them with absolute carelessness. Unless you have thoroughly studied the manual on the CEDAR, which is attached with this letter, blah, blah, blah. I can turn it over? I can turn it around. Got it. Okay, so I can make a new spacesuit. It's called a CEDAR spacesuit? Why would it be called a CEDAR spacesuit? Is it made out of wood?
Naturally remember that my intelligence and charm, along with the entire chest-mounted block, must be transferred to a new spacesuit for it to function fully, don't you? It seems that the stand for the suit is broken, although it won't be difficult to fix it.
Okay, so there's a spacesuit stand here. I've just scanned it. Now I've just used up my scanner, and I did not bring another one with me. So I suspect that the main reason to be here is to be scanning stuff. And so I might need to head back home to refresh my scanner. This place is so huge. I don't understand. Like, I guess I've been picking up enough food and water. I might as well eat some. But wow, like when I was breaking into this place, it didn't seem like it was this large. Oh, is that one of the locked doors I couldn't go through the other way? Oh yeah, okay, it's like there's a TV, which I could scan, except I don't have a scanner. I think, Yeah, these are places I've been before. So I think this is, and that's the exit again. Okay, so I went in a big loop, but I never got through this door. And I'm not sure if there's a way to. Like, have I just exhausted most of what I can do here aside from scanning that? Maybe? I can't get in there, but maybe that's expected. All right. All right, well, we're going to head home, I guess, with what we've learned. So we've learned how to build this spaceship, this spacesuit. I've actually been working on another space. So there's a temperature-resistant spacesuit that I've also been working on. And but maybe if the CEDAR suit is better, maybe I can just skip a generation and make the CEDAR suit instead. I don't know. All right. Yeah, so there's another little, so usually this icon here with the little hammer and wrench means that there's a blueprint you can scan in a place. That's the icon that was on that TV that I realized I don't have a scanner for. But this one, I've tried to investigate it. It's something else. This is some kind of observation post. And there's like, I don't know, screens in there. There's something that, I think there's supposed to be cameras that I can activate somewhere else that will let that thing observe them. I don't quite understand it. It's hinting at something that I don't quite get. So, okay, we're going to head back home. It's getting on towards 8:30. 9 o'clock is when we're expecting the guy with the flooring to show up. So I probably have time to do just a little bit more before he shows up. So let's see what this CEDAR suit is all about. So I've got a blueprint for it. So in here I've got a research station. This is my base that I've been building myself. In here I've got a research station, which is what I use to research things that I don't have blueprints for. In fact, let's head in here. So yeah, so I could, if I grab the right stuff, oh, a jet accelerator can make my accelerator even better, and I just need 2 inductors, I just picked up an inductor, 2 inductors, 2 compensators, and 4 titanium. That might be doable. I'm not sure what I've got. What else? Ooh, a fancier vehicle? Lycoplasma. And an energy core. Don't have that. Ooh, a rocket vacuum cleaner, though. Lycoplasma. Still don't have that. Chewing gum? Okay. Scraper. What would I do with a scraper? Scraping off dried chewing gum? What? So, like, I can put chewing gum in places and then scrape it off with... Why? What is going on? Soil analyzer. I wonder, is it a replacement for the scanner, maybe? EMP grenade. Oh, for if I need to take out some bots, which I might need to do. Blaster. I can have weapons? I can have weapons. Electronics, refined metal. I can probably do that. Titanium, electronics, refined metal. Anyway, okay, yeah, so the thing I'm most interested in is this accelerator. Getting around in this game is really valuable. We'll have to see how much inductors and compensators cost to build. That is probably the thing I'm most interested in grabbing. Let's see here. Okay, so let's find out about this suit. The CEDAR spacesuit. According to the documents, it should have become a sensation as it's unparalleled when it comes to durability. Its radiation protection is higher than anything else that I've seen. Economy and convenience. If pity, all the prototypes got burned down in a terrible disaster. What's left of the manual is some information on how to reinforce the suit's anti-radiation lining. Okay, so I just need 2 rolls of fabric, 2 titanium, 4 lead paint, and 4 aluminum. 4 lead paint is the one that's hard. So this one is all about temperature protection. And the problem is, I don't know, does the CEDAR spacesuit also have temperature protection? Because if it does, then I should build it instead of building this. But I really want temperature protection. I want to be able to explore some very hot and very cold places. And if this is the only one with temperature protection, this is the one that I should build. Because I don't think I've got enough. I don't know if I have the makings of 5 lead paint. I'm trying to remember where I would keep this stuff. Yeah, I've got 2 paint and 1 lead paint. So, well, actually, you know what? The fact that so I would need one more. I need to find one more dollop of paint somewhere. I've got enough lead to make it into lead paint. So I need to find one more dollop of paint in order to make the CEDAR suit anyway. And paint is really hard to come by. So maybe. I'm running out of suitcase space. I've done so much scavenging lately. I'm running out of suitcase space. Let's drop off as much stuff as we can. Yeah, I'm going to need to have a lot more room. Actually, you know what? I do have a bunch of metal. This is the experience of Breathedge, by the way. It's just using tons and tons of metal and other resources in order to make normal things to contain more of those other things. It's like exploring space, hearing jokes. That's a big part of the game, but there is a lot of this, which I try to do a lot of it between streams just because, I have a very low estimation of how much of this someone wants to watch me do. But, okay, so now I've got another place to stick water. Let's just grab all the water in the universe and put it all in here. Except keep one to drink. And then that leaves more food here, more room here for me to put food, which I should also keep one of. And keep the oxygen in with the food, because why not? I should grab some titanium so that I can make myself a new scrapper, because that is the tool that I use to break down that door, which is, really, really essential. I should also build a new scanner. Actually, wait. I think I've got a scanner. I think I've got a backup scanner. I do not have a backup scanner. So the thing I just said is still true. Let's figure out what it takes to build a scanner. Scanner, metal, plastic, got both of those. Battery, light bulb. So I've got light bulbs, I've got batteries. Let's build a new scanner. You start getting faster and faster at this, especially as you learn the recipes. Like, I knew the recipe to make the enhanced scrapper, and so I just didn't need to worry about it. Okay, yeah, so we've got that. We can queue it up. And then I was looking at compensators and inductors, right? Trying to find out how expensive those were to make. So this is a compensator. Alkali, 2 refined metal. That is very valuable. And titanium. An inductor is metal, plastic, and 2 wire. I can do metal, plastic, and 2 wire. That's no big deal. So here's some more plastic. I've got metal. And then 2 wire means I need 4 wire because I want to make a couple of these. Oh, wait, the inductor. I just found an inductor, right? So this is the one that I already have one of, right? Inductor. Yeah, I already had one of these. So, okay, so we'll make 1 inductor. So now I've got 2 inductors. And compensators. Okay, so that means 4 refined metal. That's a ton. Plus alkali and titanium. Let's see if I can actually do that. I ran around collecting a bunch of metal earlier. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what was the other stuff? It was alkali and titanium, I think. Let's grab 2 alkali. 2 titanium. And I think we can make a couple of compensators. And then we'll just have to remind ourselves why we did. Oh, wait, I need to make the refined metal first. Doop-da-doop-da-doop. All right. Yes! This is the most exciting game you've ever seen. Watch me craft. Crafting the crap out of this place. All right, we're going to make some compensators now. And now I can't remember what else I needed to research that stuff. Let's go back and check. At some point, I need to learn how to build a processor so that I can actually do all this work inside my base, right next to my research. All right, what else did I need? Because I was going to grab this. 4 titanium. That's right. Okay, let's go grab some titanium. Smoke Rainbow Pony says, you're laughing, but I actually like this a lot. I appreciate it. Smoke Rainbow Pony says, this is actually easier to follow than murdering zombies. Okay, well, you know what? I will take that as a vote of confidence in the direction I've decided to take my channel. 4 titanium. Let's get a better accelerator. Yeah, so how fast I'm moving right now is just crazy feeling to me, because the game starts you out very, very slow with very, very limited breath. Boom. Okay, so in the next 20 minutes, that'll happen. At some point, yeah, I need to figure out what lycoplasma is. We'll have to figure out, if I encounter something that requires chewing gum and scrapers, then maybe I'll make those. The blaster is kind of tempting. I mean, titanium, electronics, refined metal is just still so expensive. So between sessions, what I'll often do is I'll just run around and get all the metal I can, because refined metal is such a commonly needed thing, and you just run yourself out of metal super, super fast in this game. Okay, it's 8:42, so I feel like I've got time to do like one last thing before we take off. So maybe, why don't we try to explore some place we've never been before? Before we do that, we will save the game, because it's very easy to get lost somewhere. Okay, so this, does that mean EMP grenade? I don't know. This looks like a plant. Maybe that's what I need the soil analyzer for. But there's also question marks over here. And they're actually the closest. So let's go for these question marks and find out what they are. Hopefully I'll get there without running out of oxygen. I didn't actually bring any oxygen candles with me. What am I thinking? So what you might see is this session ending with my death, because I just decided to gallivant off into the distance with no thought to my own health or safety. I think this spot might actually be a place where I can recharge my oxygen, so maybe we'll stop there before we move on. So Smoke Rainbow Pony says that there's actually... So Smoke Rainbow Pony and Fall Down Go Boom are both talking about the fact that not having momentum in space, not having basically the way that inertia really works, which is, you know, as you accelerate, you just keep you just keep going in that direction, and if you keep accelerating, there's, you know, it's the speed of light that's limiting you, and not you know, the normal like air resistance and friction you have to deal with on Earth. And so yeah, it's disconcerting to be in space and not be seeing that kind of inertia. And I can see that, but like, you know, at this, and Smoke Rainbow Pony is actually pointing out that there's another game. What was it called again? There's a VR game set in a space station where you move with momentum, and it's a lot of fun. You're a robot, though, so no oxygen issue. Yeah, so there's no question of just like, oh no, I've gone too far. I will never be able to breathe again. That does make it a little bit easier. That's the scary part of drifting off into space. Partly, it's being unrecoverable, but partly it's suffocating to death, because oxygen supplies are never infinite. Okay, so I wanted to collect some more metal just because it's a finite resource. We'll come down here to recharge our oxygen, and then we'll continue on to those question marks, which were... Wait, where were they? Oh, it's up there. It's up there. Okay, so we'll refill our breath. Whew. Oh, Smug Rainbow Pony says that the game that they're talking about is Lone Echo. Oh, so Smug Rainbow Pony says that that it's not a question of oxygen, but there are radiation zones and things like that you can get into that are pretty dangerous, and so you can't just take off in any direction you want without consequence. Okay.
Turret signal. Be careful.
Oh, what? Is there a turret nearby? What are we ringing alarms about? There's a cowboy hat over there.
Docking gates. These are obsolete, although they come in quite handy in case of emergency evacuation.
Okay, so this is a thing I can scan. And it's deep in there? How do I get there? Oh, metal. Maybe it's not a thing I can scan? I assumed that that little blueprint symbol that it had meant that I was going to be scanning this, but maybe not. There's a light bulb. In case I need one of those, I guess. One thing this thing does not have is a source of oxygen. Well, it gave me a scrapper to replace the, scrapper that I was spending on this. Oh, there's an oxygen tank. Cool. So if I need it, I've got it. But I really did expect, because of that, I expected to be able to scan it. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I've got a transport platform blueprint now. So does that mean that I can build, like, a place to park my vehicles? Is that what that's going to be? I mean, it's a big hatch open on a piece of base. So yeah, maybe I'll be able to go back to my base and actually build something. I mean, am I meant to be able to park my vehicle in there? Oh, wow. And it's got a little airlock and everything. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, cool. I can do that. Okay, we're running low on breath. So let's head back. First back down here. Oh, one thing I've been curious about is whether these holes with the glowing surfaces are hot. Okay, it looks like they're not. I thought that maybe those were going to be threatening to my life because they would be too warm. Because there's definitely a hot place that is near one of those. And so I've been delaying exploring in, like, that area over there until I got the temperature-resistant suit. Just gonna recharge my breath again. So yeah, so maybe that's what I'll focus on next session. Maybe next session, I will just decide I'm not going to build the cedar suit yet. I'll have to find some other source of paint before I start that. Maybe I will build the temperature-resistant suit and then take it back to the area with the giant gun that we visited last time, and we'll see what we can explore in that area. For now, though, let's head back to base. So, Fall Down Go Boom brought up the game Avorion, Avorion, which I've never seen. I don't know anything about Avorion. Or maybe it is Avorion. I don't know. Smug Rainbow Ponies looked it up and says it looks like Space Engineers, maybe? Fall Down Go Boom says, yeah, it's similar. I'm not familiar with Space Engineers, but after a quick look at the wiki, yeah. Yeah, so it's like modular spaceships and space station building? Okay, it is Avorion with an O. So, okay, yeah, maybe I'll have to check that out. I mean, certainly, this game certainly makes you earn the ability to build a space station. There's a lot of just sort of exploration and desperation gameplay leading up to it. But there are games out there that are just from moment one about building the spaceships. I wonder if I've been through this before. I probably have. I don't know. It's got a lot of floaty materials around. I probably would have grabbed. Of course, this is all I've got so much titanium. It's kind of actually silly how much titanium I have. I just want to go in here and see if there's anything I've missed. Oh, what's this? Corridor blueprint? Oh, I think... Okay, yeah, I have been here and I grabbed the blueprint. That's right. All right. Well, oxygen's a-wasting. Get back on my vacuum cleaner and heading home. Faldunga Boom says that... I assume you're talking about Avorion. He says you mine asteroids and use the resources to build spaceships. Mine more asteroids, etc. It's a pretty deep game in terms of faction rep and pirates. Okay, that seems interesting. I'll probably look that up. Avorion, you said? I will have to look that game up. I'm very curious about it now. And while I'm running out of breath, I also am thirsty. So we're going to eat and drink. And then we're going to go inside. Oh, wait. Before we go inside, let's head over here and see. I've got my dispenser, right? Let's see what this transport whatever thing is all about. So modules. Okay, got the large service module and then the small transport module. So it just costs a construction kit and resin. I'll probably need to make a corridor too. But yeah, I could totally make one of these. I could just stick one off to the side here and keep my stuff in it. The main thing I'm just missing in here is a processor, and I don't think I've learned how to make a processor. And that's the thing you use to craft with, and that's the reason why I keep having to go back into that other place. Oh, okay, so I can put a gate on it for the vehicle to leave. Interesting. And a flat lamp for the ceiling. You know what? I can make this right now. Of course, this room is already well lit, so I don't know why I would need to, but, you know, it's really important when you're doing research to have the place be well lit. So there we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, you know, we didn't accomplish too much. We did get inside that military spot, though. That was pretty cool. And we've made some plans for the future. So the next thing I'm going to do is figure out how to build that new spacesuit, the engineering spacesuit. It's just going to take resin, lead paint, aluminum, roll of fabric. I can do that. We'll build that spacesuit, and then we'll go and explore the area that we unlocked when we fired that giant gun. In the meantime, though, it's time for me to make sure I'm ready to receive the flooring that is arriving at my house, and so we got to wrap this up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'm going to stick a button right there on YouTube. And I'll probably play more Breathedge because that's my thing these days. So right there, that's where you're going to find the next video whenever it's available. So thanks a lot for hanging out with me. This was fun.